Good afternoon. I wanted to pop in and give you a little demonstration on how to make some tags from some recycled packaging today. A couple weeks ago I was in Joann's and they had embossing folders on special. I think it was 5 for $10. So of course I had to have a couple, seeing as how I didn't have but one and I have a new Big Shot. So I bought a few embossing folders and they came with this great packaging on them, and it's all black and nice, and then the corners had the design of the different embossing folders, and you see I used the little designs, and it just said, you have to make me into a tag. So these tags are the black cardstock, and basically this is almost all recycled. For starters, we're going to have the cardstock from the embossing folder, but you could use any cardstock, or any, this is more closer to tag board. We're going to use some security envelopes. The inside, when you cut open a security envelope, you get these fabulous patterns. So we're going to use some pieces of these security envelopes. And then one of my favorite things is when I get a catalog, is there's always this order sheet. And so we're going to put the order sheet on the back of the tag board or the cardstock. And I'm just going to do that real quickly. I'm going to use this piece because it just so happens this order sheet is big enough to use this piece. Okay, we want to put it in the middle. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my slightly watered down Mod Podge. I just mix it a little bit of water, maybe 1/6 water, and I am just going to Mod Podge it on. Uh-oh, it's crooked. Figures I would put it on crooked just because you're watching. There we go. Now, I like to use a credit card, hotel key, something to make sure that it is stuck down real well. I'm going to turn it over. Make sure it's really stuck down nicely. Well, I hope you can't hear the saw. Hubby has been working on the roof to our little garage. When we bought this house, there was a lot of things that needed to be fixed, so. Okay. Now you're going to let that dry. And I have some that is dry and some that has been already trimmed into a tag shape. So I have already got the catalog portions back there. Now, when I'm making a tag, I do it so carefully. I trim off a corner, and then I take that piece that I trimmed off and I put it on the other corner. and I trim it. So now I have a tag. And we'll need a hole in this tag. So let's do a hole punch. Might as well go ahead and make the second one. And all my tags may not be exactly the same, but all my tags have even corners because I use the same piece that I cut off every time to flip around and trim off my tag. Now we have 2 tags to work on. And then I'm going to use a couple of my little pieces that I got from the packaging. And I had some little scraps, and I mean little scraps, that were in my scrap box. And I am just going to trim off a piece of this scrap. This over there. Try to make sure I'm not out of. And it might help if I went ahead and rounded the corners right now. I had rounded the corners of the little decorations. And we're going to glue this. And I use this Tombow Mono Liquid Glue Aqua. I use it a lot. It's got a real fine applicator. I just like it. It seems to dry quickly. It lets you move it around a little bit in case you're boo-boo. Okay, that piece is ready. We're making 2 tags at the same time here. Okay. Oh, that didn't round very nicely. Sometimes on paper that punch doesn't round very nicely. Now it's worse. Okay. Now, if you have ever looked at your security envelopes that come in the mail for your bills, you'll know they have lots of different patterns. So what we're going to do now is I have several pieces cut. Let's see here. Let's move this a little bit around. Okay. And I am going to just make a little collage with my pieces. Want a little red. And a little there we go. It doesn't take a lot, just a little bit of moving things around here. Another little piece. Nope, don't like it. Sometimes it takes a little bit to figure out where you want to put things. Well, it's back where it was. Okay, I don't like it. Maybe we'll try a different piece. Let's try a smaller piece of this. There we go. That's better. There we go. Okay, so then you just have to glue them down. Okay. And, oops, I'm sorry, I'm off camera. And this doesn't require a lot of glue, just a little bit. So basically, right now we've used scraps of red paper, some catalog order forms, the cardstock or tag board from some packaging, decoration from the packaging, a couple of hole punches. So the glue and tools right now are about all that we've used that wasn't headed to the recycle bin. Okay. Always have to watch because I run out of time. I don't know why this camera only records for 14 minutes, but that's the way it works. So if I have a recording that runs over 14 minutes, camera stops. Which makes me irritable because then I have to try to figure out how to put it together, and I don't know how to put it together. So, oh my, this must have been where the postage was. This is 46 cents first class mail. Alrighty, this one's almost done. I highly recommend you let your catalog sheet dry completely before you try to cut your tags. But there we go. Now, I rounded the corners on my tags. And now we're going to use something that else is that I don't have that's recycled. I have some organdy ribbon, and I'm going to cut. Okay, let's try this with a pin. Okay, what you could do is do little dots all the way around. So you don't have to stitch around, you could do other things. You could draw little straight lines with your white pen. You could use a red pen. You could use if you're not doing red and black, I'm doing red and white and black because I'm working on a journal that's all red, white, and black. Okay, there you go. So, see, you don't have to have a sewing machine. You could do your tag. Whoops. Very simply with a pen. So, you guys have a great afternoon. Try making up some quick tags with the packaging you have. Basically, all I've used that wasn't recycled was the ribbon. So this was all destined for the trash can. So look at what you've got and have fun. Talk to you soon.